Missouri at Kansas State. 5-point line. Uh, Gosh, you'd asked me a couple weeks ago, I would have, without hesitation, taken Missouri and put the points. But now it's not so easy right now. Missouri has not looked good in these last two games at all, and Kansas State has looked really good. And Kansas State is at home, right? Well, what do you think about this game?
Well, first of all, if you are someone that likes to do things on Saturday morning and or Saturday early afternoon, right at 11 o'clock, this game's 11 o'clock kickoff. There are a number of other 11 o'clock kickoff games, which we'll get into later. Um, do not sleep in today. If you're a college kid that's going to be hungover, do not sleep in on Saturday. Do not do anything like the 11 o'clock window is prime this week. It's going to be awesome. Come 1:30, 2 o'clock, it's the fourth quarters are going to be great in some of these games. Um, but to be honest, I don't think this is the game that's going to be a four-quarter game. I'm going to take Kansas State in the points. I really, really like this Kansas State team and what they showed me last week against Troy. I think Khalid Duke can be a difference maker. He's got 3 sacks already. I talked about him in our Big 12 preview with Kansas State. I think he could really take over this game and give Brady Cook a lot of fits on an offensive line. It's definitely the question mark on this offense. Obviously, Luther Burden will get his. But other than him, is someone going to step up? Is it Theo Wees the transfer? Is it Makai Miller? Is it the young guy? Last year, Brady Cook, maybe not his fault entirely, was not good in this game. And their defense got ran all over. It was actually Adrian Martinez in this game, and obviously Deuce Vaughn did his thing. But yeah, last year Kansas State kind of demolished them. I mean, yes, it was at home for Kansas State. So this year it's going to be going to Missouri, if I'm correct. Yeah, it feels like a trap game, but I 5 I think is a little bit too low. I think it could get out of hand, and Missouri maybe gets the score late to cut it to single digits. But yeah, I'm impressed with Kansas State so far.
Yeah. Oh, so I didn't realize that Kansas State was going to Missouri. That's on me.
No worries.
Okay, because I was so confused why this line was the way it was. Because I'm
Yeah,
like, that just smells like an absolute trap because Kansas State should be favored by a lot more. I was like, what? All right, well, that's on me. Uh, but that being said, I'm still gonna take Kansas State in the points for every
yeah.
reason that you said. I still don't trust Brady Cook at all. Um, Look, this might be a game. This might be a game where we see Jeff Garcia for the first time.
Wow. I hope not for Brady Cook's sake, obviously.
Or Brady Cook's the captain,
Captain.
but the captain. But come on, I mean, they're just such a better. Will Howard looks unbelievable right now. They're able to run the ball. They're balanced on offense. They have a great offensive line. The defenses look good. In Missouri, I mean, they've had some tight ones with some guys with some teams that are just not all that. Middle Tennessee, yikes.
Well, I mean, that got close late. Like that got close. It was a 13. Well, I guess it was a one possession game going into the fourth quarter, but they quickly took the lead. But yeah, to be only win by 4 against Mid Tennessee State, and yes, they're a fine team in the group of 5 in the CUSA there, but yeah, that can't happen. That's not impressive at all
Well, I don't think
at
they looked
home.
all that impressive against South Dakota either. So I think this is a team that's dropped on a lot of people's power ratings, which is thank you for clarifying that this was. I guess when I made this, I think I just wrote it wrong. I must have just wrote it wrong, and then I was like, why is this -5? But yeah, I'll still take the points. Jeez, good thing I didn't waste some money on that. I was thinking about it but then I was like, oh, it's such a trap game, like too good to be true. But I mean, I still on the road, but for our picks purposes, I'll take Kansas State to win and Kansas State points.
Yeah, I will say real quick about Kansas State. Last year we saw them early in the season for sure, and to most of the extent, most of the year they did rely on that running game, right, with Deuce Vaughn and Giddens behind him. This year, it got Trayshawn Ward transferring, and DJ Giddens has really stepped up as well. The one thing Missouri does pretty well, and they've done so far, is stop the run. I mean, we like their defense. for the most part. I mean, we're still waiting on the offense to step up. That's why I do think they're not going to be able to cover, because I don't think their offense is good enough. And I think Kansas State's got some players on defense, especially Khalid Duke. That's a name to watch. If you don't watch Kansas State football, if you're not familiar with him and you're a Missouri fan, get familiar with him, because unfortunately you're going to be hearing his name called a good amount this game here. And in Missouri, I'm a fan of feeding your best player on offense. Luther Burden is elite. I think we both know. We've known him since high school. He's a stud, obviously, former 5-star guy. And they put him in the slot this year, so he's got a little bit more flexibility and definitely better matchups for him. But like I talked about, who's next? Who can help Brady Cook? He needs the help if this offense is gonna be able to put up points and stay in this game for Kansas State.